What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as a Loki. His name is SunTzu. His opponent today in the red color playing as Zeus. His name is Skady. The map is Blue Lagoon, and this is game number 3 in this best of 3 between these two players that have both taken a game of each other in pretty dominating fashion. Some might call both of those games stomps. I call them incredibly well executed strategies by the winner. See? Respect. That's what it's called, respect. But new map, new game, new me. We'll see what these guys like to do. I've always been an advocate here for Zeus against Loki for Athena. If you have any high hunt maps, I feel like Zeus going Athena here is almost unstoppable for the Loki player. The Loki player has to play so crazy good to win against an Athena Zeus, a good Athena Zeus, and that's it. So the idea essentially is if you can advance at 415 or 430, and then you put forward military buildings down, get your Jason Odysseus out. It cuts down the distance that your units travel, so there's less chance that the Hersa or the Norse army can do any straggler unit pickoffs as they're walking up to the fight, and also obviously makes that defender's advantage a little bit less prevalent there when you're rushing. And when you just come around onto their gold mine at about 6 minutes into the game, hit this tower or whatever is here with a restoration attack, and you just take down this location here and gold starve like immediately. And it's really, really tough for Loki players to deal with that. Especially also you can prevent any of the hunt getting gathered with the early Odysseus and Jason as well. So basically, what we'll see from SunTzu here probably is he's going to move forward onto these Gazelle first, save this for later, because this hunt is really hard to push off. It's a bit far for the Odysseus Jason to find early, and the Catastropist has to see it as well. We do see some pigs getting stolen here by Skady. That is actually kind of big there, because every single pig here helps SunTzu out so much, actually just immensely. And that's going to be pigs for Skady as well, so that's huge. He's also moving over onto these berry bushes as well, which I find slightly peculiar here. How many villages does he have? He's going for 9 villages on food, then moving over onto the wood. So a little bit of an adaptation here, opting to not move into his into other food that he's got. He's got some gazelle here he could have moved to with these villages, which is where I would have gone. But he may still be able to advance at 430 here. The temple is going up. He's put 2 villages on it, so this could be Centaur actually. But I don't think Centaur are very good here. Catastropist does spot this back hunter as well, so that's very, very interesting. We'll see what happens there. If anything important happens back here. Skady's very, very good at using that the sort of like exploit where you can, if you go into Skady's perspective here, I can show you it out. He doesn't actually have this scouted, but no, I can't show you it yet. Feels bad, man. Basically, if you don't know, if you can't see these units, you basically see them dead. When they're alive, you highlight over them, and it's fine. For example, Skady now. Well, he sees them dead here, but it'll show up. They'll show up with no HP down the bottom if you do this thing over them. But that's the thing. And there's the Athena coming through for Skady. So he is going for that, but it's not looking like he's moving forward with any villages, which does give SunTzu a pretty big opportunity here to outplay. So if you're not forward building with Zeus, and I'm not saying you have to, but if you're not forward building with Zeus, you've got to be really careful with your army to not let the Hersa chase him down, because once the Hersa get Hall of Thanes, that is when he's going to try and hurt you. He's going to try and pick off those units, do as much as he possibly can. We see some Hersa moving forward. We've got Helgi Axe Sniffer. That's a really interesting name, but he's moving forward. looking for something to pick off, moving straight onto these villages over here actually, and the Jason going to be coming over here, plus I assume the Odysseus straight afterwards. Hopefully he does. Yeah, there's the Odysseus as well. We come over here, the Herso does spot this villager operation here. 2 military academies coming down, an immediate bolt onto that Herso, which I love. The Catascopus spots Oswald Worm Tosser. Where do they come up with these names, man? But now there's nothing that Loki can do at this point with the Odysseus, with the Jason already over here. This is just a little bit too slow on this attack. So no big advantage here. And now Skady can start moving back and hitting SunTzu a little bit here with those hoplites coming out. Where's the Minotaur? He's randomly set the Minotaur up to the top of the map here. Just going to be chilling here for a little bit. Pretending to just hide in the trees. He's out of sight, out of mind. And we just see the hoplites chasing these Herso back to the home base. But that's exactly what SunTzu wants here. So long as he's not being attacked on his food source, he's going to be very, very happy. These villagers are going to make their way back now. I wouldn't mind him moving onto these giraffe, to be honest. But very smart for Skady to move over here and see that this has all been finished off. We do see the villagers are under attack yet again. Not losing this villager though. There is a troll here which can do a lot of damage. The villager actually not going to get away. Okay, he gets away. She gets away. That was awfully close. Now the troll turns around and needs to send a hero back here, actually. The Minotaur comes in and does manage to pick off one dwarf, but does trade his life straight into a Herso here, as Hall of Thanes is on the way. So it's going to change things just a little bit. Does manage to pick off that Herso. Jason coming back should be able to pick off the troll as well if he clicks on it. There we go. It does click on it, and that will snipe the troll ever so slowly here. You're going to see another granary getting thrown up for Skady. This is the spied villager, so a little bit dangerous to go to that one. And now SunTzu happily hunting on that back there. And now the hoplites coming in here, going to be targeting down these Herso. Almost picks that one off, does jump into the tower there as the wall segments are all thrown up around these towers. I love the 5 wall segments. I haven't seen that before. Does really restrict anything that can happen here. And we will be seeing him tear these down, and there's the watchtowers up. But this tower doesn't do a whole lot. You need to get your Catascopus in here once the watchtowers are up, because you can kind of distract the watchtower fire a little bit. Obviously, if they micro, it does change things a little bit. But there goes those wooden wall segments. And now Skady going to be able to tear that down. And now we do see a 3rd military building getting thrown in here. Those Toxotes coming out. Going to be huge for him to start picking off the rest of those units. We do see some hoplite getting picked off. Odysseus getting half H, or like a quarter HP there just by the watchtower alone there. So that's really big. And we do see SunTzu trying to force out a restoration here, but Skady happy to just snipe those Herso as best as he can. Going to attempt to possibly move on to this tower. Nope, doesn't want to deal with that just yet. Going to be retreating back. Doesn't want to lose too many units. If we check out the population situation here, Skady at 70 right now. So SunTzu's 52. Now the hoplite moving up over here. Maybe looking to move around onto this corner here. He should know that they're here, because he should be able to select these things, see that they're not there, and then he's just going to move around. We do see that is sort of what Skady's doing now. He's moving around, so the villagers are going to be getting pulled off. SunTzu's smart enough to realize that he is never safe from these sort of raids, and he's going to move back into his home base. But now we're seeing that the amount of damage that Skady inflicted by stealing those 3 pigs. There's only, 3 left, with 2 that are dead here. We'll see if, we do see that SunTzu is going to be making a smart decision to move over here onto these rhinoceros. Something that Skady's not going to be able to deny just yet. And we do see a lot of these units sitting back here on this hunt while the 2 Herso are waiting. But he does... What a timing here. Oh, Skady faking a little bit there to run away. And the Herso moving in here. Toxotes already moving back. And we do see him, low HP pick off there. Killing that villager. And now there's actually quite a few Herso that are being made right now for SunTzu. So he's in a decent position. He's hunting away up here on these rhino. So that's going to be nice for him. The other Herso trying to run around or run circles around the the Greek infantry here. But the big problem is going to be at about the 10-minute mark is going to be this gold mine going to be expiring. There is an armory up for SunTzu. If we check out his gold, he's got 383 gold. So I'd love, well, he's actually probably going to be able to hit the next age in time here. So he will have a Bragi here, flaming weapons to use. The villagers do get pushed off this gold mine though. Not this gold mine, this rhinoceros here. So that's gigantic for Skady to slow down SunTzu, but it may not be enough as SunTzu has clicked up already. He's going through Bragi. So that's going to be an interesting one. We'll see how his population is sitting. He's on 64. He's going to be on 61 now. He lost that Herser, throwing up another longhouse. Needs to somehow build out a bunch of Herser here to get a second gold mine. Or Skady could just like all in this town center if he gets all of his hoplite in here. Do see him taking down this longhouse. He does have restoration and probably would be able to tear this down with so little Herso here, but he's not going to be going for it. The dwarves are going to be sitting idle for just a little bit. Actually, they're going to sneak around into this gold mine just as Hoplite's going to be retreating away. But Skady leaving something over here already. Very, very smart. Has already got his Catastropus over here as well. Sending some villagers forward onto these giraffe that have been spied. That's some value spyage right there. As the dwarves over here getting speared away right now as SunTzu hits the heroic age through Bragi and the hoplite retreating away. I imagine Skady is going to be very far away from the next age. He is getting Sarissa, very interesting upgrade. We don't see it getting grabbed too much, but it is hack armor for those hoplites, which only cost wood. So a very, very strong one there. We do see the battle ball coming in right now. The Hersa are going to be doing a lot of damage. I think Skady's attempting to force out a flaming weapons here from SunTzu, and he does do that. Follows this up with a restoration here. As these units are going to be coming back up to full HP, picking off a lot of these Hersa, but the Hersa are going to be going to be creating some myth units here with the help of that flaming weapons. One frost giant does get spawned. One troll coming up here as well, and it's looking like Skady has to retreat here as the villagers moving forward onto this gold line. There's already some army over here for Skady who is just trying to gold control here as best as he can, picking off some of these hoplite that some of these dwarfs, I should say, which are kind of randomly going for gold mines when he shouldn't be. But these Hersa are chasing down the army. Just turn around. You can fight this now. We just see another Valkyrie spawn there immediately. So that was a huge play right there for SunTzu, but the Hersa are now starting to fall down. Does pick off the Ox Cart, which is going to slow down this gold income for SunTzu. But so many myth units have been spawned here for SunTzu that all of the economic damage that Skady has done may have been undone simply by fighting that flaming weapons there. So much favor for SunTzu, so many myth units, but there is an Odysseus, there is a Jason, which do counter these myth units very, very heavily now. We will see the troll getting picked off nearly instantly. It's got a very small amount of HP, and then the Einhi are going to get picked off as well. We do see some Hersa making their way over onto these villages that are sort of randomly gathering over here with the spies. Just a little bit funny, but now the villagers turning around, going to be fighting a little bit as the army from Skady coming in. The flaming weapons is over now as the Jason and the Odysseus immediately target down the Valkyrie before going after all of these Hersa here. So all of the Norse units getting picked off, and I think Skady going to be sitting at 103 population to SunTzu's 48. And the big problem for SunTzu right now is no gold income to make Battle Boy. He's on 100 favor. Can't afford the battle boy. He's got 5 villagers on gold up here, which are about to get pushed off by the Toxotes and the hoplites here. As a hoplite still chasing around this ox cart, picks off the ox cart there, picks off the other ox cart. There are no more ox carts currently for SunTzu as Skady has gold controlled SunTzu incredibly well here, stopping any sort of battle ball shenanigans here. I feel like SunTzu should have somehow forced the fight onto a gold mine instead, and then he would have been able to gather gold while the flaming weapons was on, and then gotten battle ball out afterwards. But he didn't do it, and he's going after some straggler units here. And then following up onto another raid onto this food here. We'll see if it can be enough for SunTzu. He's still making some Herso. He's still got a little bit of breathing room. Could throw up a market as well and start trading. Could have not gone for a gold mine. Done the classic Egyptian strategy of building a market up and trading wood for gold to make those battle boar. I mean, dwarves gather from wood a little bit slower. It's only 0.2 slower, so it's definitely an option there. But SunTzu didn't go for it. And now the army of Skady still just sitting on all the gold mines incredibly well. There's the second town center now coming for Skady as he is just trying to get further ahead. As the old saying goes, when you're ahead, get further ahead. And now the Herso making its way over here. The villagers immediately turn back onto him to pick that one off. Wouldn't be surprised to see Skady just grab this town center, to be honest. I'm surprised he went for the back town center first, considering how much of an advantage he has here. The Herso has been greeted by the villagers, but the army not paying attention here. We'll be able to get a couple of free shots before he gets up to max speed, 5.72, and he just starts gliding around the map, just prancing even. And yes, SunTzu still trying to sneak a gold mine here. He's got some of these Herso still getting some value, picking off straggler units, keeping Skady down a little bit. The villagers do get spotted that are trying to find their way out of this base, but Skady's just done so much damage to them, so much incredibly good control here. Map control from Skady has split up his army nicely, and he's not even too concerned about losing these units here. What about a battle boar spawn? She should be a little bit concerned because that does happen. This army starts becoming very, very strong. The battle boar going to be sent into the main base of Skady, going after the town center. I'm not sure if one battle boar is enough to kill off a town center, but he does move it in here anyway so that he can move the Herso around this base without taking any damage. Really nice play from SunTzu. I love it when he does that. He does that so often. So very aware of that mechanic and how with 60% pierce armor, 720 HP, can defend very nicely or like keep these in-base raids going for a very long time. And Skady not paying attention to it, something that I do assume that players will start paying attention to a lot more in the future. We do see Skady does decide to transfer that town center fire over onto the Herso now as they do get pushed back out. Moving over onto these villages currently, we do see a third town center coming up. The trolls coming out here, but they get picked off very fast by the Odysseus. They do start targeting down the villages though. The Odysseus not paying attention to them as they're getting a lot of free attacks here. He does manage to almost snipe that Herso. He's getting pulled back. SunTzu with some incredibly good micro. He is playing this very nicely. May even be able to and get some sort of a comeback here. The Herso trying to come in and surround that Odysseus, but they don't manage to do so. You need to get the Odysseus out here and pick off these trolls. They do so much damage. You get so much value without any heroes here because they have such high HP and armor compared to every other unit. They just do so much damage, and then once you apply those myth unit bonuses on the heroes, they're able to take him down very fast. And what are you doing over there with those villagers? What is happening here? Somehow, I don't see it for SunTzu right now. He was almost had an opportunity there. If he just kept going for those raids, picking off straggler units, getting myth unit spawns with those 6 Herso, could have been an option. Now the villagers making their way into the home base of SunTzu. We do see SunTzu trying to make a dive for it, going around this location here, but the hoplites do spot this one. The great escape will go down in history here as being a failed attempt number 23. The villagers turn around and start fighting this, but this is going to be too much for these villagers to handle here. And more straggler units getting picked off by SunTzu. He's doing everything in his power here, but walls going up. I like it. Just try and make sure that there's nowhere that SunTzu can escape. Funnily enough, he could probably make an escape this way, going through here, around here, and then around here, and make his way up to this gold mine. He could make it there. He's got a decent amount of villagers here to make the effort there, but I don't know. I don't know if it's possible or not. Trolls moving forward now. Villagers also moving forward yet again. They're going to meet these trolls here, pick them all off. The Odysseus does so much damage to them. It's just whack and dead, basically. And the Odysseus doesn't miss. He is a very, very accurate man. And these Hersa getting pulled. Just moving the villagers and going after the town center. I love it. And everything else is coming here as well. The villagers tanking so much of this town center fire. And Skady's just being like, all right, SunTzu, enough is enough. Time to finish this game. This is all in, but there's no way it doesn't work. These villagers deal 8 damage. The hoplites deal 8.8, so they're basically doing the same damage. There's no bonus to the villagers onto the town centers, onto buildings, but it's like if these were 8 like Hades hoplite plus all the rest of these units, you will be able to take this down. More villagers getting pulled off here for Skady as he is able to take the town center down and prevent SunTzu from doing anything. We do see he is onto this gold mine yet again. SunTzu trying mightily hard to stay in this game, but Skady saying no, villagers will tear you to pieces here, taking everything down. The troll getting picked off as well. It does get a battle boar spawn, but with the Odysseus here, it's going to be a short-lived battle boar, that's for sure. Now the villagers going to grab the hometown center of SunTzu, and Skady is just like, come on SunTzu, hit that resign button, my friend. You got no units left. You got 26 population left. Enough resources to build a battle ball though. You build 1 battle ball. And now SunTzu's base completely destroyed. Villagers all falling over here. And Skady looks like he has taken this one as SunTzu resigns when with his 2 villagers left here. How much population does he have? I gotta see it. 3 population left. He's got 3 villagers. Oh, must be only 2 villagers because this one here has just been picked up, hasn't registered yet. That's funny. Skady taking the game, taking the series 2-1. Really nice play there from both players, to be honest. SunTzu with some pretty nasty play there. Almost making it a game. Almost making it a very interesting game. I think that in this situation, I think that Norse players need to appreciate that they cannot get a gold mine and just be like, I've made it to the heroic age. It means I get a market, which means I can trade wood. You just put your dwarves onto wood line, trade until you get an army out, and then flaming weapons. Because there's no sense in just wasting your villagers away if you're not going to get the value out of your flaming weapons. If you just waited on it, trade it, got an extra bit of gold there to get those battle boar out to do a follow-up on that flaming weapons, then you can get your gold mine afterwards, do a lot of damage. It could have been a very interesting game, and I think SunTzu is in a position here, even after all of the crazy shenanigans that Skady had put him under early, definitely in a position here to win this game with the correct decision making. And SunTzu really showing that Loki is a force to be reckoned with against this Athena strategy, which seems like complete annihilation from my experience. Yeah, well played by Skady though to get the win. And I think with a little bit of fine tuning here, SunTzu may have really crafted something here with this Loki. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed these games, please hit that follow button on the Twitch to see the games as soon as they come live. And if you are on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button to see any of the content coming up there. My name is Boat. We'll move on to another game very shortly. So hang around and I'll see you in the next